Good afternoon. Or wait, hold on. What time is it? 7:40. Oh, okay, good evening. It is close to 8. And let's see. It's my head. You be quiet. Want to say hello? Hello. 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 No, lick your butt. Okay, that's a good boy. All right. Wanted to talk about statistics. One of Neil deGrasse Tyson's tweets, he had brought up people like got really inflamed, like anally inflamed by this tweet. Got pretty upset. I mean, it's interesting stats, and I'm surprised. Like people don't understand this or they don't really get this. With he put medical errors was 500, the flu 300, suicide 250, cars 200, car accidents more precise, 40 homicide via handguns. I mean, now if you take what this is about is if you take all those numbers and you add all of those up, and I'm not trying to make it sound as if like what happened with the recent shootings wasn't a big deal or wasn't something for people to be upset or mad about or be angry with. I'm not telling anybody how they should or shouldn't feel, but this over emotional outburst of people, especially attacking other people for being white or Trump supporters, attacking people for being Trump supporters, calling them racist and Nazis and this and that. And this, what's similar to this is I've heard plenty of people the whole time Obama was in office calling Obama Hitler, the next Hitler, a Nazi, and pretty much kind of the same things. They were pretty nasty about what they said about him as well. But if you take all of these incidents that were listed and you add those all up, that is so much larger of a number of deaths. There was a ton of children who died whenever they were trying to figure out ways to cure cancer for kids. I watched a documentary about that, and that was just really mind-boggling. Like when you think about like how many kids that died from that. I mean, it puts it in perspective. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson's tweet is more or less, and I can't say this for sure, or as something that's what he really meant, but what it comes off to me is, put things into perspective. These guys who did this, they did this for their own selfish reasons, and people are strange. They're saying that these guys were like, they're white, so they must be Republican conservatives that just hate foreigners and all these other claims. No, one of the guys who was a gunman, his Twitter account was taken down by Twitter. It seems awfully strange that his account would be taken down. Nobody can see. It seems like a real big convenience. Nobody can see. There was some people who had took, I guess you call it like screenshots or pictures of one of the guy's Twitter profile, and he had not what you would consider a type of view as like conservative Republican. It was sounded more like one of those crazy what do you call them, environmentalist, left-leaning, pro Antifa types. And you see different YouTubers making videos and talking about his manifesto, and to me, there's a lot of weird stuff in his manifesto, and I don't know. That's just what I feel like talking about is a lot of personal attacks. Definitely a lot of personal attacks, but I honestly today wasn't too bad. Even though I got like a 30-day ban, I got a 30-day ban on Facebook for simply saying statistical, like facts, things that actually happen. I was talking about the Muslims. Please, please do not demonetize me or whatever the thing is to get people banned. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not saying anything wrong. All I was saying was that Muslims, statistically wise, in the Middle East, that they kill gays and they kill atheists, and the ones that they get married to little girls, that's pedophilia. That's not necessarily pedophilia, but that's child molestation. And girls as young as like 8, 9, 10, really young ages. Some of those girls that these husbands they get married to, they have sex with them, and then they internally bleed from having sex with those men, and they die as a cause of that. On top of the killing atheists and the killing non-Muslims and gay people. You would think that people leaning left would be more on the side of, oh, okay, well, we don't like this, and we should be against this. But no, some of these people aren't, because clearly, if you were for that type of view, running these sites, you wouldn't get somebody banned over telling the truth. It's just ridiculous. And one of my favorite streamers, like person that does like YouTube and DLive, nudge nudge, wink wink. he was talking about these things, and these types of things he was talking about. Like, if I was to talk about these types of things, and I wasn't underneath like anonymity, like my face wasn't out there or already out there, and I was saying those exact same things, then yeah, of course, then I would have to, spread my videos around and put them under a bunch of different usernames and stuff, under a bunch of different channels so people can see them. And I appreciate, Jim for the amazing work he does. Like, I honestly, I have like depression, and as a person with depression issues, hearing somebody with that type of honesty and joking around helps me with my depression, because it helps me lighten the type of mood, especially now with the way things are, as kind of horribly as they're going, with trying to have this dystopian type of future on the internet where nobody is allowed to have an opinion or say, what's honest or what's, truth. Things that are factual and things that are truthful, even if it doesn't align with your political views. You should be able to speak your mind. You should be able to say what you want to say and be able to say those things if it's the truth or not. These leftists, and I'm one of those types of people. I'm an atheist, and I lean left on certain things, but I'm honestly it makes me look at those types of people that I align with in certain things and think, you guys are making normal people look at you like you're batshit crazy because you have these such weird, far out opinions that not everybody will always agree with, and if they don't line up with your views, then you just want to attack. I mean, I'm not saying that people on the right, that conservative, Republican, and religious, I'm not saying that they don't do this as well, but I mean, with their belief system, you know what to not talk about without, offending those types of people. I can be respectful towards somebody's personal belief, but with like somebody who is a far-leaning leftist that gets offended over saying like, oh, well, not all white people, the majority of white people are racist or Nazis just because they like Trump or voted for Trump. You shouldn't get upset or angry over that, because that person's not a racist just because they voted for Trump. Shit, there's a good majority of people who voted for Obama that voted for Trump. Those people aren't racist. I mean, I literally have people telling me that if you like Trump and Trumpanese and all these types of stupid statements, that apparently you're a racist now. Well, what's next? Are you going to make it to where, just because somebody's color of their skin, that they're a racist too? Like, because my skin is white? And I was having a conversation with this other person, and they were saying, I'm trying to remember exactly. Oh, the thing that got me banned. I was saying the things about the Muslim, because I said, well, where does it end? Because he was saying something about that if the people who were Trumpanese Nazis, or how he was talking about these people, if they would all just kill themselves or shoot themselves, then we could get rid of all these racists. That's completely batshit insane, dumb, and mentally ill. People, not everybody, the majority of people that like Trump are that way. I mean, I think I think the way he is, to me, he's annoying. But I mean, he'll say something and he won't take it back and won't apologize for what he says, and that's what makes him come off looking good, is because he's not a giant fucking man baby vagina. Like, if you're weak, then nobody's gonna want to vote for you. Like, if you're the popularity, it's like a popularity contest in a way. Like one of my favorite streamers was saying, popularity contest. That's pretty much kind of the same way. It's a popularity contest, and if somebody's looking at you and you don't look representable, or you don't look good, if you're running for something, some kind of office or some kind of thing people got to vote for, they're not going to want to hear shit that you have to say, or they're not going to like you as a candidate. Take like Jeb Bush and his turtles. I didn't even know about the turtle thing. I did not know about the turtle thing. That shit is weird. I didn't have no idea. And something else that bothers me is the whole thing was talking about Trump was claiming that violence in video games causes people to become shooters. That's the most ridiculous bullshit I have ever heard. So because my son likes to play Roblox
or Watch Dogs.
Minecraft, Watch Dogs, whatever. These are not real things. I explained to him, these are not real. This is fictional. It's fiction. It's not real. Just because my son plays video games does not mean it's going to turn him into some kind of psychopathic or psychotic serial killer. That's the most ridiculous bullshit argument I've ever heard. I mean, ever heard. Like, yeah, that you can call Trump's pretty stupid for that. Okay, but like, really, if the Democrats, they don't come with somebody who is, comes off as, everything is perfect, check to the box, and you have a weak candidate going up against Trump, they're going to lose. You ran Hillary against Trump. Look how that turned out. Hillary was not likable. That's one of the reasons why she lost. I mean, she has a weird, wacky husband that, got a BJ in the White House office. And he was remembered for that incident. I mean, some people don't remember, but I mean, what's also strange to me is people get mad at Trump, call him like the worst thing, call him Hitler, call him Nazi. But do people forget we were over in the Middle East, supposedly for, getting revenge about 9/11, and seemed more like an oil thing. And so many people, I'm not laughing at this fact, but I mean, I was laughing because of the oil thing, but so many people died from that war. A lot more than 3,000 people died from that war. They want to call Trump this really horrible human being. Okay, well, if he's so horrible, then you might want to go after Bush. Bush, they should have went after his dad. They should have went after Bush. I mean, all these people that are connected to the wars in some far off country that, we shouldn't have any right or reason to be even over there. I mean, come on, please. Priorities. Get your priorities straight in line. If you're going to complain and cry over a guy who paints his skin orange and then call him a racist, he's technically not even a white guy. He's an orange guy. But you want to call him a racist for what? I mean, I really haven't seen the evidence. Show me some photos, some actual photos of him being at a rally with him like a swastika tattoo. Some actual things that would support that claim. I'm having a hard time believing or buying the whole. He was a Hitler lover. And this hat's pretty well made too. I do like this hat. And I think it's a baby blue like shirt, and it has the stars, and it says the sweetie and then squad. The cops chasing you. Oh, they took you down on the boat. It's pathetic.
I didn't know they were right there.
You didn't notice they were in the boat next to you when they crashed into you?
I said.
So, like, video games have nothing to do with gun violence or guns. This is all just like a tactic, an excuse to take the focus or attention off of guns, the gun argument, and gun laws. People in the United States collect guns. People are responsible for their own actions. The junior high school, middle school, junior high school, whichever one. It's been a while since I've been in school. The one I went to, there was this one kid who was really talented. He was a really good artist in our art class. He was one of the best ones in my art class. He had severe depression problems. Wasn't interested in anything. Always looked upset. this guy had really, really bad problems. He had tried to do that more than one time. The last time he succeeded. Yeah, so suicide is a huge issue in the United States. And you also have veterans yearly, daily, kill themselves. So I forget how many it was every so many minutes or something. It's a lot. It is a lot. Like as big of a deal as that is, these issues of these deaths should definitely be getting far more attention than what the outcry is over these two recent issues. And I'm not trying to make them. I mean, it might sound like it or come off that way, but I'm not trying to downplay those things. I'm just pointing out, like, you know, Neil, he has a really good point. You know, on the large scale of things, we have this huge, infinite amount of space. We are trying to learn and investigate and figure out the reason how things work and the reason why the things are the way they are. I'm very interested to see the progression that Elon Musk makes with those brain chips. That sounds very interesting. Whenever I bring that up or mention it to people, they seem more worried rather than looking at the positives that could come out of it than the negatives. Like human ingenuity, like us as humans, we have an ingenuity to come up with new ideas, to make things, to build things. The computer and the technology is the thing that's going to help us get there when you add those two together. I mean, I'd be looking forward to it if I could be able to do that, because there's so many positives and negatives. So, like, if you could take all that information and just do any type of work or any type of job just because you have that shit in your brain, or like somebody else told me you could speak any language from having that information, all that information in your brain. Like, you wouldn't have to look at your phone or anything. You could just think of it and it's in your brain. That to me just seems amazing. Like a step closer to Star Trek type shit. Yeah. Well, it's just so negative on life. So negative. I try not to let it get to me or watch things that make me laugh. I try to have a good time. And yeah, Facebook put me in Facebook jail because I said some things that weren't I said some wrong things. So I'm not as big brained as these people who are arguing with me, apparently. And if you watched it, thank you for watching, and have a good evening.